Hi, everybody. DJ Yokley with you for another Coach's Corner with the head ball coach of the South Range Football Raiders. It is Coach Dan Yeagley. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing, DJ?
I'm doing well. I'm doing a Friday night, and you and I are talking post
Oh,
7 o'clock. What did you do on your Friday nights? First off, a bye week last week, and now you've got a Friday night off and preparing for a Saturday night game.
it's crazy. I mean, well, we had practice, so I mean, we had practice. I ended up getting home around 7. Kelly and I ran to the Dairy Queen, got a little bite to eat, and then I ran over to my mom and dad's and gave them the tickets for tomorrow's game, and just, I mean, and then came home and talked to you. So I mean, that's been my evening so far. It's been crazy trying to catch up on some scores, trying to see how everybody did, and caught a couple here or there. But I just, I know I came in and Kelly filled me in because she was listening to you guys online. So
Sorry, the phone's going off.
that's all right. Music in the background is wonderful. So Kelly was keeping me caught up from your power hour or whatever she was listening to. So it worked out good.
Oh, I'm sorry if Kelly's watching the Power Hour. She probably watches it like this. A lot of takes on that Power Hour. A lot of
Yeah.
personalities. So let's talk about the bye week. How was it different for you to have a bye week? Basically, in the middle of the season, what did you do? How did you prepare for a team that you already basically knew who was coming because there was an issue on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, we didn't know till Thursday, late Wednesday night after practice, we found out. So Thursday, we made some film exchanges and everything else, but it was tough. I mean, we're not, we talked to some people about maybe having a scrimmage or a game or practice or doing something, and then the more we thought about it, we couldn't risk it. I mean, my goodness, the reason why we're playing Harrison Central, even though they may have won or whatever else, is because of COVID. Why bring somebody else in right now and take that risk? Because we're playing pretty good football and we want to continue that. And also we had some kids banged up. I mean, we're still not 100%, and hopefully we got some kids healthy, a little bit healthier, and got some spring back in their step. They hit the weight room hard, hit the running hard last week and the beginning of this week, and worked on South Range. I mean, we had to make South Range better because we have some flaws, and we're going to try and get a little bit better here and there, and try to get ready for Harrison Central. With, like I said, was we found out on Thursday.
Now, one of the interesting things about watching the games and interviewing you after the games happened on Friday night is basically there was some rust on some of these teams that had bye weeks. You're not a person that lives in your fears, but is there a little bit in the back of your mind of I hope there's not any rust, from 2 weeks ago being the last time you really played?
Well, today's practice didn't go real well, so there was a lot of rust on today's practice. So, we there was, yes. I mean, we try not to hit as much as we normally did, and normally when we're in the playoffs and you're week 10, 11, and 12, or 11 and 12, I should say, you try to ease up on the hitting. The kids already know how, this and that, but here we are. This is week 7 and 8 that we were working on, and we looked a little rusty here these last couple days, and had a nice heart-to-heart talk before we left, and actually going to bring them in tomorrow and have another heart-to-heart talk with them, and show them some film, a little bit more film work, and do some things, a little wake-up call, get them up, get them moving, and it does scare me a little bit because, like I said, they had 2 weeks off too, and that's something that we know. We're both in the same situation, but the first part of the week, they were actually preparing for somebody. They were actually working, and we were just more or less going through the motions because we knew that we had this extra week, per se. And I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. I mean, when we strap them up and get after it, whether it helped us or didn't help us, and hopefully we're not too rusty, and we can get this Harrison Central team.
What are some of the challenges that you face on a Saturday night as opposed to a Friday night? Is there a rhythm you get in, during the year, and then all of a sudden they switch it up to Saturdays?
You do. I mean, there's just the practice during the week, and we have our normal Monday practice. We have our normal Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's our pregame, our team dinner, and then we have Friday game. Everybody goes through school. You get to see everybody during school, make sure everybody's okay. Everybody's up at 7 o'clock, 7:30, in school by 8, and there's that routine. Uh, and it is weird because all of a sudden now it's Monday was Monday. We treated Monday as a normal Monday. We treated Tuesday as a normal Tuesday. Wednesday as a normal Wednesday. Thursday was an extra day where we did some things and try to time things up. And then today was our normal Thursday. But then the kids aren't getting up, so that's why I have to bring them in the morning and wake them up and make sure they're moving around a little bit, let them sleep in a little bit. But we got to get into a routine. I'm going to get them up bring them in for, like, say, maybe a half hour to an hour and tell them go eat. Go get something to eat, go hang out with your teammates, and let's get ready for the game. And then our normal routine, getting ready for the game Friday. Usually after school, this gets done. My routine, it's not the same. Today's gonna be tomorrow's gonna be a little bit different because I'll get back and go back again and back and forth and trying to get things ready, and it's not normal. But I'm more worried about next week because I don't bring the kids in on Sunday. So normally Saturday morning is very important for us because we run and lift and then watch films. And, I won't do that on Sunday. Sunday's a family day and a chance for the kids to go to church and spend time with their family. So Monday will be our new Saturday, and give them a little routine to do on their own a little bit. But so it's going to throw next week off a little bit, hopefully, if we win and everything goes the way it should. So it's going to be crazy.
Here's a question, and I'm sure you saw a lot of the Week 7 first-time playoff teams as everybody gets in that wants to opt into the playoffs. There's a lot of wide-eyed youngsters out there that maybe have never experienced playoff football, the bright lights of everybody watching every move and every play and breaking it down, the media and fans and coaches and players and obviously and parents. Do you feel at an advantage because your program has been overly successful during your tenure and these kids have been in the playoffs year after year, and it's not a whole lot of hype and pomp and circumstance? It's really just punching the clock and going back to work.
Yeah, there is an advantage. There really is. And, in the past, you always look, okay, how many times have they been in? When's the last time they've been in? Because there is an advantage. The kids understand. To us, we really treat it just as another game. Here it is. We did well in the, you have to do well in the regular season to get into the postseason, but everybody was in, and I talked to some coaches, and they were, asking, what do you do? How do you trade films? How do you do this? How do you do that? And I'm glad they reached out because I'm more than willing to help however I can. And little things like that, things that we've done in the past. And it's, it's exciting that the kids got to experience it, no matter who it is. Some teams got in for the very first time and things didn't go so well, and sometimes they did go well. I saw some great first-time wins and everything else, and it's good for the kids. It's good for the communities. It's good for everybody. So I'm excited for them, but we got to treat it as another game. That's what we have to do, and we have to pack our lunch boxes and get to work and put on our hard hats and let's get after it. So that's how we're treating it this week.
I love it. Let's talk about this Harrison Central team. You've seen a lot of tape on this team. Not necessarily the most sizable team that you've seen this year. Talking about what you see on tape, the pros that they possess, and maybe some of the advantages that you're going to try to expose.
Well, they're mainly a one-man show. Kobe Mitchell's a phenomenal quarterback. He's a big kid. 6'3", 200 pounds, runs the ball well, throws the ball very, very well. He's the show. He really is. And I told the kids earlier in the week, and I reminded them again today, I said, we've seen teams win where one person is the show, where one person is the main threat, and one person in high school can win a game. And we talked about that because I said, we've been in that situation before where we had, great athlete that we were able to rely on and everything else. Well, that's what they're doing with this kid. And he is for real. He's the guy that can make or break their game and this game. So, we got to do some things. We got to give him pressure on him. We got to make sure he's moving around a little bit. And the scary thing is we got to do it systematically because if we flush him out of the pocket, he's off and running in a hurry, and he can move very, very well. deceptive speed because he is so big, but we see him run away from some kids that from St. Clairsville that I know can that can boogie right along. So he pulled away from him. So it's a little scary there, and he has a good supporting staff, and the coach has done a great job there. He's only been there 2 years, and he's done a great job. Up front, I think we have a little bit of an advantage. I mean, this is probably the smallest team we've ever gone against this season. You start talking about 185-pound linemen. Now they're talking about our size. That's who we are, and they give them time. I mean, they do a great job giving that Kobe Mitchell time to throw and time to run or whatever he needs to do. So we're gonna have to be creative, and hopefully, when we get the ball, we can get some long, sustained runs and keep their offense on the sideline.
So when you look at the way the brackets forming out, there's a lot of people that are already looking down the road. How do you keep the team focused on one game at a time, while everybody else is talking about you matching up with who down the street?
You know what? I'm looking at Kobe Mitchell right now. That's the other person. Because there is no other game if he has one heck of a night and he can do that. They've lost. They're 3-3, but they lost to three really good teams. They lost to Bel Air, Martins Ferry, and St. Clairsville. And we played Bel Air and we played St. Clairsville before. We know their programs and how good of programs they are, and how good of year they're having this year also. And Martins Ferry's no slouch, that's for sure, because we know the history of their program also. So I mean, it's crazy. We got to worry about them. I know that you pick up a newspaper or you get on social media, you see all this other stuff, you see the other teams around. There's still a lot of games to be played yet. I mean, before we even start talking about that stuff, and we're gonna come out and play this Saturday, and then find out who we have to play next Saturday, and then hopefully things keep on going. We get to find out who we play the next Saturday, and we'll worry about that. And there's a lot of teams I would love to play along the line here, and a chance to play because that'd be awesome. But who knows what's going to happen between now and then? Those are weeks away yet.
Yes, sir, they are.
Harrison Central right now, that's for sure.
Coach, when you we'll take you off the field a little bit. Obviously, you're a family man. Sundays are very important, not only for you, but for your kids, your team. Why is it so important to have a day of the week that's definitely off limits for football and for team if you can help it at all?
Well, we're fortunate that we live in South Range, and South Range has a lot of the beliefs that I have. Sunday's not a time to have kids around. I know that there's times and situations where that's important, but my goodness, there's nothing more important than family. And that we were talking earlier. I was just over at my mom and dad's tonight, so there's nothing more important than family. So you got to spend some time with your family, and then us as coaches, we'll get together tomorrow or Sunday night and start game planning for the week a little bit. Start breaking down some film and doing some stuff like that because we have to. I mean, short weekend, we have to start preparing. But the kids need time off. They need to be away from us. I mean, my goodness, I'm old school. We practice long hours. I mean, if we're together for 3.5 hours every night, I mean, that's how little Don Butchie the terminology there. We'll line up the cars and turn on the headlights if we have to. But we're going to practice and we'll get our practice done during the week. But Sunday isn't a time that it has to be. And I think it is important for the kids to rest and whether they spend it at home or with a friend or whatever else, they just need to get away from us for a little bit and be a kid. My goodness, we all like to be a kid, right?
Yes, sir. You only get it for a little bit.
I know.
let's talk about this one. I posed this question to Tony Foster over in East Palestine, a good friend of yours.
Yeah.
You're a reader. You're an inspirational guy. What are some of the books that you've read that have made an impact on your coaching style or the way you've coached along the way?
Well, you know what? There's a lot of books out there, and you talk to a lot of people, and I'm a God-loving man, and always try to read the Bible as much as I can, go to church as much as I can. I got Leave for God's sake right here in front of me. Oops, I can't get in front of me. That's a good book. My goodness, there's a lot of good ones. I got Tony Dungy's book right there. I got a lot of them. Tom Osborne, another nice book there. I mean, there's a lot of books that I go through. I've read maybe a while ago and have to come through and try to do my weekly messages to the kids and everything else. My handouts, try to pull some things off from these guys, and just got done reading not too long ago. John Maxwell's some of his daily stuff, where he goes ahead and gives some good wisdom for faith and for perseverance, dedication, and stuff like that. And there's always stuff like that. And I try to, like I said, I don't read enough, that's for sure. And sometimes I get stuck watching the computer or reading stories on the computer more than I do books anymore. And I think we all find that because that's today's day and age. But
that's who we are.
I know. Here we are talking on the computer instead of man to man. I miss that. But there's always a lot of good reading out there that helps out, and it's not X's and O's. I mean, the X's and O's come, but you got to build yourself from inside out. That's why Sunday. I'm going to be in church on Sunday. I'm working the welcome desk with my wife Kelly, and two of us are going to welcome little kids in every day, every Sunday, and make sure that they get to where they need to be. And actually, Kelly does all the work. I sit there and smile and try to do some computer work, help out however I can. But that's important. You gotta grow inside. And like I said, I surround myself with great coaches. I got a great coaching staff that takes care of a lot of the X's and O's and everything else. And I help them out however I can. And I try to grow internally if I can. And like I said, I don't do enough. I always need to do more. And we all do. That.
That's what a great leader says, right?
Good. Yeah. Well, there's like I said, there's a lot of great books, but there's also a lot of good people that we can follow for examples and read them and learn from them too. Like I'm learning from you every day, and now I do. I mean, I'm just. We were talking about you in the coach's office today and what YSN has done for the communities in the area and what you guys have done for the athletes. And I listened to Michael Patrone's interview the other day and how nice that is. That's important. And like I said, we're thankful for you and my goodness, all you've done. My goodness, you're special.
Oh, we are extremely grateful for you, Coach, in more ways than one. So I'll let you go. I'll let you get back to, I'm sure, is a lot of videotape watching and studying for Harrison Central. We wish you all the best, and we'll have that game for you Saturday night, 7 o'clock, sharp, right here on YSN. Coach Yeagley, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, DJ. And thank you so much again, YSN, for all you've done. You're a blessing to all of us. And I hope people are listening and get to listen to this because you're making it special for all the kids. And that's awesome. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.